Once upon a time, in a small country town, there lived an old woman. She was very old, with white hair and a face full of soft wrinkles. But her eyes, they were bright and full of kindness. Everyone in the town loved her because she was always cheerful even when life was tough. She lived alone in a little cottage near the big oak tree. She had no children, and her husband had passed away many years ago. But still, she never complained. She would sit on her porch, wave at neighbors, and always smile. In that town, people worked hard. Some were farmers, some were blacksmiths, and others sold goods in the small market. Sometimes the rain did not come and the fields turned dry. Sometimes people got sick and could not go to work. Life was not easy, and many townsfolk were often worried or sad. One day, a young woman named Mary came to her. Mary was crying, her face full of fear. She said, "I don't know what to do. My husband has gone to the city to find work, but he has not sent any money. My children are hungry and I feel so scared." The old woman looked at Mary and gave her a soft smile. "Sit down, my child," she said kindly. "Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Mary wiped her tears. "I don't know," she whispered. "I feel like bad things will come. What if my husband cannot find work? What if he forgets us?" The old woman shook her head slowly. "Mary," she said, "when we think dark thoughts, our hearts grow heavy. But when we think bright thoughts, we feel lighter. Sometimes good things follow." Mary frowned. "But how can I think good thoughts when life feels so hard?" The old woman smiled again. "Let me tell you a story." Mary leaned closer, curious. The old woman began. "Long ago, there was a poor man. He had nothing. No food, no money, no family. He sat by the river and wept. An old traveler came to him and asked, 'Why do you cry?' The man said, 'I have nothing. How can I ever be happy?' The traveler smiled and said, 'You have the river. You have the trees. You have the sky and the sun. Look around you. There is beauty everywhere. If you only think of what you lack, you will always feel sorrow. But if you see what you do have, you will find peace.'" The man listened. Slowly, he stopped crying. He began to notice the birds singing, the water flowing, the green leaves moving in the wind. From that day, his life began to change. The old woman paused and looked at Mary. "You see, my dear," she said, "the man's life did not change because of magic. It changed because he changed his thoughts. Positive thinking makes the heart lighter. It gives us strength to face hard days." Mary thought for a long moment. Then she asked, "Can my thinking really change my life?" The old woman nodded. "Yes. If you wake each morning and tell yourself, 'Today will be a good day,' you will find new strength. You will care for your children with hope. You will wait for your husband with patience. But if you only think of what might go wrong, you will feel weak and sad." Mary wiped her eyes again. "I understand. I will try to think good thoughts." "That is the first step, my child," the old woman said warmly. Mary left the porch with a lighter heart. Each day she remembered the words. She rose early and whispered, "Today will be a good day." She worked hard. She fed her children. She prayed for her husband's safe return. Weeks passed. One morning, a letter came. It was from her husband. He had found work in the city. He was sending money home. Mary cried with joy. She ran to the old woman's cottage. "My husband has work," she shouted. "He is sending money. We are saved." The old woman smiled and nodded. "You see, my dear, positive thoughts invite good things. Life will always bring troubles. But if we carry a hopeful heart, we can overcome them." Soon, other townsfolk began to hear about the old woman's wise words. Many people came to her and shared their troubles. She always gave the same advice. Think good thoughts, and good will follow. The townsfolk loved her even more because her words brought hope. She had shown them the power of positive thinking.